Hey everybody, Mike Crane here from the Dream Team of Spokane, back at it again with part 4 from First Time Home Buying here with Hunter Zier. Today we're going to talk about personal stories. Hunter?
Oh.
Yeah. What you got for me for personal stories for first time home buyers? I figured you'd have some good ones.
Man, I got some juicy stuff.
Ooh, I like juicy. Juicy is my friend.
So what do you want to know? I got so many stories.
Give me
Like one of the craziest or
Give
hardest?
me the craziest, one of the craziest, one of the hardest, and
I got a lot of stories on. One of your other questions was like most difficult or like what was
craziest or most difficult?
most difficult. I got a lot. I got so many stories bouncing around in my head. I would say one of the harder ones. I had a client that was approved with another lender, and they said you had to put 15% down. Like that was bare minimum, and this guy was trying to go conventional because of the loan limits.
Yep.
And so I get a call from his real estate agent. He's like, hey, man, his lender's telling him he has to do 15% down, can't qualify. And if it's a primary residence, you can go as little as 3 or 5% down, right? And so the other lender's like, nope, you're at 15%. So I take over the file. And I was like, okay, I can see why the other lender's saying this. And the number one reason was credit. And so I had to do credit work with him and his wife, bumped them each 50 points, which honestly isn't that much in retrospect, but for them it was. And so it dropped their down payment requirement because they wanted to do work on the house, right? Just like you were saying before. And so it dropped them from having to put 15% down to 5%. And,
nice.
And at their price point, that's tens of thousands of dollars that they needed for rehab. And so we were able to flip it, saved them 10%, which is about $75,000.
That's a lot.
Out of pocket.
That's a lot of money.
And when you jump somebody up 50 points, what do you think happens to their interest rate and their mortgage insurance?
Oh, it just skyrockets.
It goes way down.
Oh, gotcha.
Because their credit score goes up.
Oh,
right.
Gotcha.
So the rate goes down. Yep, rate goes down, payment goes down. And so it saved them just a bunch of money.
Nice.
Like I think it saved them even more if they had compared if they put 15% down, just because we jumped their score so much.
Yeah.
So that's what a lot of people don't realize is too, that credit's so big, not just with getting approved for a loan, but also with your interest rate and mortgage insurance.
Yeah.
That all plays into it.
100%. So I think for me, the best, I wouldn't say the best, but probably one of my favorite first-time homebuyer stories is about Courtney and Steele. So Courtney and Steele came to me, and we were looking at getting them their first home. And she was in a position of living with her boyfriend and her daughter with her parents, and then for her brother for a little bit and everything. And it was a really rough living situation. We started out where we were looking for the best deal, and that takes time. You go to the market, you start looking, you send out, lower offers. Everybody wants to kick you in the teeth. Nobody wants to, just rejection after rejection after rejection. You call out, well, this needs improvement. This needs improvement. This is why I'm coming to this conclusion with my price. We're also trying to get, 3% seller paid closing costs and then a 2-1 buy down. And so it's really a lot of negotiating. And when you're doing it like that and being frugal, it's a time suck. I mean, eventually you'll get there. You'll find the house you want, but it's time suck.
Yep.
But it's great for building equity. And so we went through it for a while, and we looked at houses, put in multiple offers, all this kind of stuff, and we're going through it and we're sticking to it. And eventually they just got tired of the living situation, and we're like, okay, we need to start making better offers, all this kind of stuff, and all this. So we ended up to lower their payments. Their dad actually ended up co-signing, and I think you might remember this. Ended up co-signing with them. We got them the 2-1 buy down. We got them 3% seller paids, but it went from doing something that needs a little bit of fixing up and as a more of a first-time home buyer house to something that was more turnkey. It was a very well taken care of home. I was super excited. Big backyard, nice garden, has a shop for the boyfriend, nice kitchen, everything like that. There was some a lot of updates to it. I was extremely happy to get them in there and see their daughter, wanting to play in the backyard.
That's
and
awesome.
Stuff.
That's such a cool story.
Oh, it's so heartwarming when when you're helping kids and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
It's even more so beneficial. But that was a big thing, and they were so happy about it, and it was getting them into a really good home with solid bones, good updates. It was a really good feeling. I was happy about it. That's probably my favorite one.
Yeah. And that's super important too, is getting, like you say, getting good bones on a house, because you can go in and do cosmetic stuff on a house with really good bones.
Yep.
Right. And so someone might look at it and be like, oh, that needs updates. But coming from your construction background, hey, this has really good bones, but you do some quick updates, you're going to pull some equity out of it.
Exactly. And that's what I love.
Yeah.
I love making money.
I know.